At Restoring the Soul, we work with couples and individuals who come from all over the world. We work with people from, I think right now, over 50 different countries in most of the states around the U.S. We started out as a nonprofit ministry back in the early 2000s, working with clergy, ministers of all kinds, parachurch workers, missionaries. And 7 or 8 years ago, we started to grow and we started working with more and more people from the business marketplace, a lot of healthcare professionals. And now I like to say that we're really about caring for the caregivers, that we're pouring into people that are pouring into others and that oftentimes don't receive the care that they need. Intensive counseling is a specialized format, and at the risk of sounding like beware other programs, our intensive format is different in that it's a 1 or 2 week program. And what that looks like is 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday for the 1 week intensive. And then for the 2 week, it's Monday through Friday, 3 hours a day. You take the weekend off and then you come back for that second week. There's real significance to the time with counselors themselves. So that 3 hours with your therapist is going to be super powerful. But what most people don't anticipate is how powerful that time outside of the sessions is. We're in Colorado, and so we encourage people to play, to go for hikes, to go for bike rides, to sit in coffee shops, to just enjoy the magnificence of God's creation in Colorado. Time and time again, what people say is the counseling is great, but what they are really impressed and touched by is that those other 21 hours of the day where God meets them, where they're able to let their soul settle, where if they're a couple, they're able to process issues. And very few people have taken intentional time out of their life like they would on a vacation for a week or two, just to invest in themselves and their heart and their soul and their relationship. So I'll often refer to the 1 week intensive as a kind of tune-up and proactive and preventative to care for the soul. And the 2 week intensive is more of an overhaul, and it's reactive, and it's more about to restore the soul, to heal the heart, a relationship, and to really take a deep dive into a person's story and to get clarity about the path forward, that what it means to be whole and to live free. Hundreds and hundreds of couples that I've personally worked with over the years have come and invested 2 weeks, and it literally changes the trajectory of their life. And so intensive counseling allows people to restore their heart, their life, their marriage, to heal from their brokenness, and to literally get unstuck in a way that is life-changing. But everything we do is really based upon this idea that God is active in our lives, that God is present in our lives. And even out of my own story of addiction and recovery and my marriage almost being destroyed, this idea that it's in our darkest moments, it's in our most painful places where Jesus meets us. And as we meet him there, we see this invitation for us not to get through and have a life with God and the life we want with others despite our brokenness, but it's precisely because of our brokenness that becomes the bridge to the life that we actually want. It may seem strange to quote one of my heroes, Bruce Springsteen, but Bruce once wrote in his biography that of the 10,000 songs that he's written, that all of them emerge from 3 basic questions. The first question is, what do you do when your dreams don't come true? The second question is, what do you do when your dreams do come true? And the third question is love real? And the work at Restoring the Soul is really about that. We walk through the valleys with people until they can encounter the hope and the reality of a loving God being present, and that it truly can be well with their soul, and that you can come out on the other side of that valley whole and holy and become something, not despite, but because of the suffering and the brokenness.